everyone, and welcome to a different kind of video than what I usually do. I do have a cozy gaming review on this channel, but this one is going to be much more intricate. Today I'll be talking about Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, released on all gaming platforms a few weeks ago, and being 100% brutally honest about this game. I've been playing the game a little after release for a few weeks now, so I feel like I can give a pretty solid review of what to expect, what works, and what are the more weaker parts of the experience. A little bit of background is that this is a remaster of Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life that came out on the Nintendo GameCube quite some time ago, and on September 13th, 2022, Nintendo announced during their Fall Direct that a beautifully remastered version would be coming to all platforms. Right away, I knew I had to have it, despite my very little experience with Harvest Moon in general. Now, I've played cozy games on the channel before, but something really interested me about this game. I don't know if it's because I am a solid OG Farmville player and I love the idea of raising livestock and using crops as a way of getting some money in the game. I've just always loved farming games. And while most have moved on from Animal Crossing New Horizons due to burnout with all the other cozy games, I hadn't really found my perfect cozy gaming replacement until this came along, but we will get to that and I will address those points later on. The story of this game is that an old friend of your father sends you a letter to come and run the farm your father and him loved after your father's unfortunate passing. In Forgotten Valley, you'll learn to raise animals, grow crops, eventually grow hybrid crops, make a living off of your farm, and of course, form relationships with the residents. You will get married, have a family, all while the changing course of life takes place as a backdrop. Now let's talk about what this game isn't and some of the things that don't really work with this game. This is a very slow-paced game. It is not a fast-paced game, so just be aware of that. You can go to the city, but all that does is speed up time 6 hours. You have 10 days in a season before moving on to the next. Speaking of, the first year is the slowest. You are still learning the game, maybe possibly pursuing a love interest. Otherwise, at the end of the first year, you will have to pick someone to marry. You do not make a ton of money either, which can be frustrating to new players. But my advice is to sell everything right away, get a sheep as quickly as you can, and do special requests found on the bulletin board. Digging at the dig site can generate some currency, but is essentially as if you are digging in a toddler sandbox, so it gets very tedious. Fishing is fine too, just fishing, and winter is the slowest part of the entire game, usually because not much grows and you're usually ready to move on to the new year anyways. There are 6 years, but don't worry, it takes a long time depending on how fast you sleep through the time, so you won't burn through the game quickly. Now let's talk about why this game is so special. It is a moving, wholesome gaming experience. You can easily spend hours in Forgotten Valley if you aren't careful. The different kinds of animals you can have is so fun. You can have your own cows, special types of cows, sheep, ducks, chickens, a horse, and even goats. This is a true-to-form farming game in which you grow crops to make money. If you get really good, you can create hybrid crops starting in year 2 to really boost the cash flow. The beautifully enhanced graphics, while not everything, are pleasing to look at. The colors really pop. Yes, you have to get married, but it is in your park who you want to spend forever with. You get very sweet cutscenes and even sweeter ones once your family grows. You get to experience special festivals and life events, and if you complete certain requests, those trigger different cutscenes as well. The replayability is huge. I started a second file as a dude farmer who decided to marry Lumina, and it is crazy knowing what I know after starting, how much of a different experience I am getting with Jeb the farmer versus Fairy the farmer. This game does pull at the heartstrings, so please be mindful of that. It is called A Wonderful Life for a reason. It is, at its core, about the life you live taking care of your father's farm. Now, to conclude before this gets too long and I lose you guys, the big question: is this game worth it for its $49.99 US price tag and the Nintendo eShop's DLC for $3.99? I think if you want a farming sim that focuses on the fun of farming with a backdrop of relationships and adorable moments with different variety depending on what path you take, yes, this game filled the hole left by Animal Crossing burnout, and if you can push past year 1, it is more than worth it. If you made it this far, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, maybe learned a lot, maybe it helped you decide on whether you want to buy this game. In case you couldn't tell, I am a fan, but I recognize that it is not a perfect game. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and of course giving it a like. I cover lots of cozy gaming content, Nintendo content, and of course Story of Seasons content. And if you want more of these types of videos, let me know. I'd be happy to make them. I learned a lot doing this one. So yeah, this has been Goth Rock Fairy, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!